there, guys. In this video, we're going to be looking at many-to-many relationship. So last time we looked at eager loading. So this time we're going to be checking many-to-many relationship. So what is many-to-many relationship? Now, many-to-many relationship is a model that can be related with multiple instances of another model and vice versa. In this case, a post can have, for example, this one here, multiple tags, and the tag can be assigned to multiple posts. So for example, this post here can have multiple tags, and then the tag can be associated with the multiple posts. So for example, we have HTML, CSS, React, we have HTML, React, or we have HTML, for example, and JavaScript. Now, when you note here, you can see here we have HTML, you also have HTML here. So this tells you that this tag HTML is associated with this post and this post. So that brings about many-to-many relationship, whereby a post can have multiple tags, and a tag can be associated with multiple posts. So how can we implement many-to-many relationship between post and tags? So follow these steps and see how we can go about it. So I want you to come to your terminal. So mine is here. I'm using Linux, Ubuntu. So here, what I want you to do is to type this command, php artisan make migration. And then here you're going to say create underscore. And then you're going to have tags underscore table. And then, so this, I believe here we have, so 2 underscores, and then you're going to have create equal to tag. So this is just a command to create a table within Laravel. I'm sure most of you know this. Sorry, this is, I believe the command is here. I'm just checking if the table is there. Okay, so you run this, and then this is what you're going to get. So let's see if the table has been created by just typing this, and then let's see if the table is created. All right, so this is the table that has been created. I believe we should be having one. Let's just, oh, it's 1. Okay, so this is the table. So now that is the first thing. So we are creating the tags table. Now, once we have that, the next item here is just to populate the tags table with data. Here, of course, we have ID for the table and timestamp. So here, what you're going to have here is, you're going to have, I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste this here, and then I'm going to change this to string like that. And then here, I'm going to assign a name. So what I'm doing here is just, you're going to have a tag, and then the name, and then the timestamp is going to be just like that. So that is what I have here. All right, now since you have this, you can save this, because this will be now the tag table. So the next thing here you need to have is so we are going to have we are now going to create what we call a pivot table for our migration. Now, what is a pivot table? So a pivot table is a table that establishes relationship between the posts and the tags. Now, since we are discussing about many-to-many relationship, we need to establish that particular relationship between posts and tags. And here, that's where the pivot table comes in. It is just, we call it a bridge or a joiner table, which is going to join our post and tag. So just come here to your terminal. Then your terminal, we're still going to use the same command. However, here we are going to have, this is going to be post tag. So we have this like that. Now, next here we have create. So let me move my cursor to where we have create. So this create is going to be the post tag here. So here we have post, and then we have tag like that. So create post tag, And then here you're going to have the table, of course, and then the underscore, and then is equal to post tag. So that is done. So we just come and check. So I believe the post underscore tag has been created successfully. And now that is what we have. So now next, what we are going to do here is just to populate the table with various information. Now here, I'll copy and then I'll explain to you what is happening here. So this is what is happening. Okay, now, so this is what we are going to have here. So we're going to have this. Now, what are we having here? Let me just rearrange this and then I'll show you what we have here. Now, what we have here, this is, we already have a timestamp. Now, what we have here is we have what we call the post ID, which of course, in this particular table, we're going to have the post ID, which is coming from the post table. Then the tag ID, which is coming from the tags table. Now, this, we have said this table is called a pivot table or a bridge, whereby it will enable us, it will establish which post belongs to which tag, and as well as the tag is associated with which post. So basically that is the understanding behind this. So that's why we have the post ID and the tag ID like that. All right, now once this is done, so we now need to migrate this. Now coming here to your, let me kill this server and then let me just migrate. So we know the command is php artisan migrate. So php artisan migrate will migrate the tables that we have created, and of course the tables are the two of them, the tags table and the post tag. Now, once that is done, so if you want to check, for example, you can just, there's this MySQL command within Linux, whereby you are able to check if, for example, the table has been created. So, for example, my database name is blog, so I'm just saying use blog. And then, of course, here I can just use this command show tables, whereby I'm able to see that we have the post tag and we have the tags table created. All right, guys, and if you are using Windows, of course, it is easy because you just need to navigate to the phpMyAdmin, because I'm also using phpMyAdmin, and then you're able also to access the same. So this is just same thing, and it is easy for you to do. Now, once that is done, the next thing we need to do here is to establish relationship between the models. That is the relationship between, that is defining the many-to-many relationship in both the post and the tag model. So now, that means here we can first access the post model, which is that one there. Accessing the post model here, so what you need to do here, you just need to type this command, this function, which is tags. Now, what is going to do here is it says returns, that is belongs to many. So what is happening here is that a post can be associated with many posts. A tag can be associated with many posts, and that's what we have within the post.php. So that's what the relationship is being established here. Now, once that is done, we also need to come and make another one, and I believe I don't have it. So that is the tag model. So the tag model can be made, let me just exit here. So here we know that we can use the php artisan command, php artisan make model. Then the model is going to be tag model, like that. Now, once we are done with that, you can navigate here and type the tag. And I believe this is the model. Now, once that is done, you can define relationship between now the model and the post. And what you need to do here is you just need to establish a function, which we're going to say public function. And then here it is tags like this. And then you need to make that. So here you need to use the return keyword. Then you're going to say return at this. So belongs to many, just like what we add. So here we have this, then belongs to many. So here that's what we have. Then here, of course, we have the tag class like that. And then here we end with this. So that is what we have there. So basically we are just now establishing the relationship between the tag and the model. And here we are, that is the tag and the post. And then that's what we have there. Oh, sorry, this is not, sorry, this should be the post. Sorry, we are in the tag, so the relationship here has to be the one for post. Sorry, so what we have here is the post class like this, and then the one which I've just typed is the one that should go to the post, because here is what we have. So within the post, we have already established this one. Actually, I was copying, but it's already there. So within the tag, we need to establish the one for post, and that is what we have in there. Now, since that is done, so the next thing we'll do here is now to start adding tags to our post, because now we have already established the relationship between the two models, and this is how you can do it. So for us here, since in this block that we are making here, I have a backend, and of course we can do this using the backend, whereby we create a place whereby we can select different tags, the post we create, but this is just for illustration purpose. So I'm going to use what we call PHP artisan tinker, whereby I'm going to create the particular model, the particular tags that I want. We are going to populate them within the tags table, and then we associate them with our posts. So what I want you to do here is go type the PHP artisan tinker like this. Now this one will take us to the tinker, the console. Now here you can create your tags one by one. For example, this is how you can do it. So here we have app, then here we have /models like this, and then here we have slash again, then the tag. So because we are referencing the tag model, and then here we are saying create. And then here we have this, whereby we have, for example, let's say the first tag here will be, let's say we are going to have tags for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and so forth. So we'll have like that. And then here we have, can have this one here, like this. And then we have, for example, HTML. Then we close this like that. So now what we have done here, we are just referencing the model, which of course is the tag model, and then we are saying within this model here, we need to create this particular. Now before you type enter here, there's something you need to know here. You need to have within your table, within your tag here, excuse me. So what you need to have, let's go back to, within this tag model here, you need to have a protected fillable, because we are inserting this name here. You can see here we have this name that we are, the name of the tag. So because we already have it in our database, we also need to include it in our protected fillable. So here we're going to have the protected fillable like this. And then you're going to say it is equal, give it a space. And then here we are going to have this like this. And then that's what we have. So we have this as protected fillable. Then of course we are referencing the name like that. And that's all, we are good to go. Okay, so now here we have this. So we have the model that we are creating. So we just need to click enter, and then we can now create So here, this is just the first one that we have created. So we have this like this. Now I can continue creating others by just changing here. So here, for example, I can create CSS like that. You can also create for JavaScript, for example. So JavaScript. And also I also create, you can also do Laravel, for example, if the post is associated. So just some random tags. And also we can have PHP, example. You can also have, let's say, Node.js, example. So Node.js, .js. Let me create the last one, or the last two. So we also have, sorry, this is the Vue.js. And then the last one is React. Let's use React as well. Okay, so we are done and we can exit this like that. Now, since we have now created this, that means now we can now, if you want to check as well, you can also come here to your, we are already in the terminals. So this command, we can enter into, we can say use blog, since that is the database. We also have show tables, so show tables like this. Now, they are already populated within the tags table. So for example, we can select all from tags, and I believe this should give us. Now, once we select all from tags, you can see this is now what we have populated within our database. This is what we have. All right, guys, so we can exit like that. And then now, now we can go to the next thing. And the next thing here is now to associate these particular tags within our post, which of course we have within our blog here. So how can we do that? So once we have created the tags, we can now add them to the post. So for example, let's say we want to add the post, the HTML tag to one of our posts here. So what we need to do, I just need to come here and access the post controller. Access the post controller like this, and then here I'm going to do this. So access the post controller, remember it is returning this. So somewhere here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the variable post. I'm going to do the variable post, and then here I'm going to have this. Let me access the model. So here we have models, and then we have slash post, and then I'm going to use first. First simply means I want to get the first post. Then within that first post is the one that I'm going to assign the particular tag that I want to do. So here I'm going to assign that tag to that post. So here we're going to have tag. Then I'm going to say it is equal to, so let me just copy this, and then here we're going to have the tag model in this case. Now here we don't have first, what we have is where. So we are going to have the where, so we are locating, that is we want to get the first post within the tags table. So we are using the where keyword, and then here we are going to use the name because that's what we used within our table. Then here we're going to use, I'm going to have this. So of course, HTML is the first tag that exists within our database. And then here we're going to have first as the keyword there. And then, sorry, the S. Okay, so that's what we have. So we access it. Now, once we have accessed the HTML, which of course is the first tag within our table, now we are going to add the tag to the table. And for us to add the tags to the table, we are going to say post. And then here we're going to say tags, whereby we are going to use something like this. And then we are going to say tags. Sorry, not tags, but you're going to use the attach, and then you're going to say the tag ID in this case. Okay, so we are getting the first post, we are assigning it the tag HTML, and then here we are now adding it. We are now associating the post with the tag. So that's what we are doing here. Okay, now here the view will return this, as you can see. So that's what we have. So let's see if all has gone well. So here we just need to use the command again. And then here we are going to reload this. Now you can see here we don't see anything because here we are getting the first post, and of course this tells us that this is not the first post within our in other words, when I created this was not the first post. It is just now loading the latest post. So what we can do here, I need to come here and change this from what it is. Now we are going to use something we call I talked about the eager loading, whereby we said we use the width. So you may want to check that video out if you are checking this one for the first time. I discussed something about this. So you're going to say tags, and then you're going to use this keyword here. Now what it's going to do is going to load all your posts within my database, and then we are going to locate which post has the tag HTML. So here I'm going to load this, and it is going to load all the tables. Now, this error is meant to come because what we are doing here is that we have assigned one tag to our post, but when we reload, it is sensing that we are trying to duplicate and add another tag, which in this case is not correct thing. So what Laravel is doing is trying to prevent us from duplicating tags, the same tag in short, within the same post. So what we can do here, there are different ways that Laravel uses to handle this in many-to-many relationship, and this is how we are going to go about it. Now, what you need to do here for you to be able to, what we can do, let's first add another tag to our posts. For example, let's say we don't want to have only HTML. Let's add another one here, and then this one within our tags table we have CSS. We also have it there. So let's also use, because remember we are assigning this only to the first post. We don't have things such as second. So it's only first. And to prevent this duplication, there is what we call the sync without detaching method, which will attach the tags to the post, but it will not duplicate them if they are already attached. So what we are going to do here, in other words, what we should be able to do here is we are going to use something like this. We are going to say, or in other words, you're going to change this where we have the post, then the tags, and then let me remove this. So what we are going to do here, we are going to use this thing, which is this way. So this is the function within many-to-many relationship that is used to, you're going to say without detaching. And then here, we're going to have something like this, whereby we are going to have the HTML. In other words, we are accessing this HTML. So I'll show you something. Let me just type this. So here we have the ID like this, and then next we have is the CSS. We're going to have tag there, and then here we're going to reference the ID like this. Now, what is happening here, we don't want it to remove, we want it to attach the tags to the post, but we don't want it to remove them. And that's why we are using this particular function to be able to do that. So in short, now this is what will be there. So what will happen here, we don't now need to use, since we have attached this like this, so here we now need to change this to, we now need to have this as HTML tag like this. Then here we are going to have this as CSS tag like this. So that now here we identify they are now being identified as this, and then they are able to be attached without being removed. So that's what will happen in there. All right, guys. So now once we come and reload this again, undefined variable HTML tag should not be undefined because you have already defined it. Sorry. So this is small case. This is need to have it like this. So then we save this. They should be able to match, as you can see. Okay, guys. So this is their defined variable. Now you can see we have fetched all the posts, and then let me see this, which is the first post. So okay, so let's check which post has been assigned. So here we have this. Now, guys, so once you have done, and so this is what we have. So we need now to see the tags. So, and of course, to see the tags here, what you need to do here, you need to have, you need to display the tags. All right. So now for us to show these posts, for us to see the tags within the post, you just not need to go now to your index blade.php. Now here, you just need to come here where we have this. So just somewhere here, and then you just need to copy this and then paste it there. So we have this, remember, this is end for each, be end for each. Okay, now what we are doing here, we are now looping over the post, and then we are looping over the post, tags as tag, in other words, and then associating them with the post, and then we display that post with the tag here. And you can see this particular blade is index.blade.php. This is the one that of course displays the post that you can see here. So what is happening here is just to display now the tags that we have already accumulated within our our controller. And so far you can see within our controller here, we have been able now to attach the post. That's why here you can't see them now, because we need that code here. So what I'll do here, I'll save this, and then I'll reload this again. Now we are able to see the post that has the tags, and you can see this is the first post. So now we are getting the first post, and then we are now attaching it, the two tags in which we had assigned. So this post has these two tags. Now we can continue this. For example, let's say now you want to replace the current tags with other tags, for example. So how can you go about it? Now, for example, here, you don't want this post to no longer have HTML and CSS. So what you can do here is very easy. So for example, we have a method in Laravel that is called detach. And detach, what it will do, it will detach the current tags and then attach other current tags. So for example, here, let's say I want to attach React and JavaScript. So what I'll do here, for example, I'll change this from HTML to React like this. And then here I'm going to have the React like this. Here I'm going to have JavaScript. So I'll have JavaScript, and then here I will have the JavaScript, of course, like that. So here, of course, here I need to change because I've associated now here, I've kept this, that is, I've changed them. So we also need to change here. So here we have JavaScript. like that. So here we have JavaScript. I believe this should be correct. So this should be JavaScript like that. Okay, so now once that is done, we can now use, without now using this, we can now use what we call the detach without using the sync, without detaching, because now this one will now enable us to attach other tags. And of course, the tags are these ones that we have given here. So here we have this. Actually, we did not need to do this. We don't need them. So what we can just have is just what we have, because what we'll do, it will just replace whatever we had currently. So React, then JavaScript, and then we use this one. And of course, the method is detach like that. Now, so what it will do, to remove the current tags that we add, and then here we are going to have the ones that we want to, actually they are the ones that I've just removed, but we can just have them again. So here I'm going to have another concept within many-to-many relationship is called attach. So the attach keyword here is going to attach the new so here I'm going to have this. So I'm going to have React. So React tag like that. And then we're going to reference the ID. Then after referencing the ID, we're going to have the JavaScript like that. And then of course you reference the ID like that. Okay, so now this is the new tags that we are attaching. So here we use the keyword post tags and then attach, and then the React tag and JavaScript tag. All right, guys, so this is the way we are doing. So we are just detaching and then attaching new tags. So that's what we have. And then once this is done, we can now, sorry, this is just small letter. So this is just that. Then that's what we have in there. Okay, so now once that is done, we can just come here and reload this. And then, right, so these are the new tags that we have attached, and you can see this is JavaScript and React. And that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Now, the next item is just now to implement the tags. For example, we want now to add the tags with links. For example, we want to, for example, you click the tag and then it takes you to the ID, it takes you to the post that are associated with the tag. For example, this post is JavaScript. So we want to know how many posts are associated with the JavaScript here, so that we can now establish the many-to-many relationship very well here. Now, what we can do for us to do that, we now need to create a route for us to establish a link between our post and tags. For example, you just come here, click a web here, and then here, I'm going to create a new route here. Then this new route, I'm going to call it like this. So I'm going to have this new route. Now this new route is going to have tag. So it's going to have tags. And then we are going to take a parameter of tag. And then here, we are going to have a controller, which we are going to create in a minute. Tag controller. And then here is this controller is going to take us to the show. And then here we're going to have tags dot show like this. Okay, so this is what we have. This is going to be removed, and of course we need to have something like that. So what you need to have here is something like that. Okay, now once this is done, what we can do next is to now create this, is now to make this controller. So here we can just come here and make PHP artisan and make controller. This controller is tag controller. Okay, now since we have created that controller there, we can access the controller by typing tag, and then we are able to see the controller. that we have created. Now, this controller, we are going to do this. We are going to implement some things. For example, here, what I'm going to have here is I'm going to have a post, sorry, not a post, but a public function. And then, of course, it's going to take in a tag. And then this tag is going to be this way. So the tag is going to be this. And then now here, I'm going to use post. And then I'm going to reference that is post is equals to tag being the variable. So what I'm doing here, I'm just associating the post and the tag. And then this is what we get here. So the post and then the tag. And then here we're going to return the view. So the view is going to be return view. Is going to be this, that is a tag.show. Remember, is the one that we have created. And then we compact this with, okay, and then now this is done. So we have those two, so return this and then compact this. So that's what we are going to have there. Sorry, this is tag. And sorry, what are we missing here? So this is the public function. Sorry, this is a public show. Okay, and then we save this. All right, guys, and then now we can also save this because that's what we have. And then now next we can do is now to display, for example, what we want to display. For example, we want to now create a tags.showBlade whereby we are able now to display the particular post with the associated tag. So what we can do here, you just need to come to the views here. Now within the views here, let me see if I'm in the right one. There should be, okay, not that one. I think it would be, okay, so this should be the one. So here what we're going to create here is going to create a directory there. And then once you create a directory there, we're going to have, let me see, this is, okay, so here we are now going to create what we call the showblade.php like that. Okay, now within the showblade.php, this is what we are going to implement. Now we are going to have this particular code, which is now going to enable us to write the post. So this is what we have. All right, now, so here, so this is the code I have. So we are going to replace your code here so that once you click a particular post, it will now be, you'll be taken to this showblade. So what code here should I place? Now, for example, let's go to, for example, this is our showblade. And of course, this is the one that is showing us the post. Now we have this, so we can use this, or let's go to the index. So the index is the one that is, so let's use the index one. Actually, it's the one that we need to use. So the code that we need to use here is basically this. So I'm going to copy this. And then once I copy this, I just take it here. So here we have this. And for each, what else do we have? Let me see, we also have the, now this code here for the tags, we don't need it. So remember I copied it up to this point. So we also have the rest of the code, which is this one here. So I copy this one and I also bring it here. Now this one simply came with it add this ending, but I'm not going to use it. I'll use the one mine here. Although we are going to see how it's going to come in. Now, once that is done, the next item is now to, that is now to come to the index. And then you can see this part of this, we need to change this tags code here. Because what we have here, of course, is not what we want here. So we have to change this one because here is where the person will click the link and now he's taken to the post that we need him to go to. So this is what you have here. Okay, now this is the part, this is the code that we need to use. So because of time, I feel this tutorial has gone long. This video was not supposed to go this far, so sorry. So let me just copy, but I will explain however. So what we are doing here, we are just looping over the post. Remember we created the tag controller here, which is going to return for us the tag and then the post. And then here we are going to loop over the post, and then using the tag name, we're able to click, and then you're able to be taken to the tag.show. Remember the route that we made here, which is here, and then it will take us to this controller. Then it will now return us, to the show blade. Right, so now this is what we have so far. So this is what we have so far. So we have the tag controller, then we have this. All right, so let's see what we have so far. So let me just start this again. Then let's come back again. So this is what we have. We only have one post, but I'm going to show you how we are going to populate this post. You can see now, this post has this tag, and this tag, of course, is, sorry, it says this class does not exist, should be able to exist. So let's go back again. Okay, so since we defined the route, in other words, we added this route, what we need to do here, we need to run this command, php artisan route cache, so that you can cache and render this. Sorry, which command did I type? php artisan route cache should be the correct one. Oh, sorry. So what we have here is, just pardon me. So that was incomplete. So this is route cache, and then let's run this again. All right, so we rerun this again, and then we're able to see. So here it's saying the get method is not supported for tag. So this is, so remember we are trying to access the post with the tag of 3. Let's access also this one and see. So we also have the same issue. Get method is not supported for the tag. So let me see this. Okay, guys, so this is what we have. So this is, sorry. So this is, I'm sure most of you might have seen this. And then here, I need to have this. I need to have this so as to show where we are going to. So it is tag controller class, and then it is the get. We are getting, not posting. So that is what was going on. So what we can do here, let me try to reload this and let's check again. If we are having the same error, what we can do here, we can run this command again. Then let's run this and reload it. So it is saying the tag controller does not exist. Okay, so let me see if this, so this is not imported. Okay, so this needs to be imported like this, and then you need to have it there that way. So let me just check again. Okay, so the issue here is, the model here. So we need to have the model within the tag controller, and then from there, now everything is now working. Okay, so we are able to see that this post is associated with React. So it is part of React, as well as this post here is also associated with the JavaScript tag and so forth. Now, somebody may be asking he may be asking a question. What about these other posts which do not have tags? We can also populate them with tags by using this function here. Sorry. So by going back to our VS Code, and then we go to the, sorry, so we go to the post controller. That's the post controller. And then here we come to, now what we can do here, instead of now using this method here, there's something we can do. Now what we can do here, we can have something like this. Instead of having this, we can have something like this. Now what we have here, or what I've just done, sorry for the copy and pasting. What I've done here, I've just said get all the tags, of course, within the tag model. And then what I'm doing here is that I'm using this keyword here. I'm using this function here to populate this particular, that is populate the post with tags at a random. That's why we are saying using the function rand. So here what it will do, it will select between 1 and 3 random tags and then assign them to each and every post. And that's what we have here. So that once you save this and come and check, now every post will be assigned a particular tag. So let me need to do a hard refresh here. So every post will now be assigned a tag. And of course, when you click Vue.js, you can see these are the posts that are associated with the Vue.js. So guys, let's meet in the next video.